Good morning. We welcome you to Morning Encouragement. We are videoing today from our home, and I have my wonderful wife Sandra with me again today. This is the first day of May. It's a Friday morning. Now, in case you haven't experienced what I experienced this morning, I want to share it with you. I needed to go by the bank early this morning. They open our bank opens at 8:30, and so I thought, well, I'll be there within the first 30 minutes, and that'll be great. Well, I got to the bank about 10 minutes till 9, and I found I couldn't even get in the parking lot. And then I began to think, well, it is the 1st of May, and everybody's supposed to be stay at home, but obviously they're not staying at home this morning like me. They had to go banking, and everybody is at the bank. And it was interesting because I counted 72 cars ahead of me. They have 4 drive-in windows. And I knew that I had a live video that I normally schedule around 10 o'clock every day, and I wanted to be back for that. And I thought, wow, what am I going to do? So I phoned my wife and told her what was going on. And I was amazed because I'm not the very best waiter in the world.
That's right.
I don't like to sit and wait or stand in line for a long period of time. I guess I'm just impatient in that way. But the Lord taught me something this morning, that if I have something that's important to do, those other 72 cars had something important they thought to do as well. And I needed to wait. So I waited for a while, and then realizing I wasn't going to make it back in time for the live video, I decided I would abort. And so I came out of the parking lot as soon as I could get a way out, and made my way back to the home, to the house. And we're sharing with you now, but I wanted to share that with you because sometimes things don't go the way we have them planned. You know, we put things on a schedule, and we think, well, we're going to be there at the bank early, and then we'll get on by and pick up a biscuit and take it back home and have a biscuit with the wife, and we'll enjoy a Friday morning at home today, ministering from home. But it just didn't work out that way. The schedule didn't go according to plan. But the Lord taught me. I mentioned that earlier. I want to go back and think about that again. One of my favorite verses in all of the scriptures is from Proverbs chapter 3, and actually chapter 3, verses 3 through 5, but where the Bible tells us that we should trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct our paths. And if you've heard me or known me for very long, that's one of my favorite verses. You've heard me quote that before. But this morning it came home to me. I really understood what God was saying to me there. Wait on me. We have to wait in order to trust in the Lord. We can't run ahead of Him. We must wait on Him. And so I was thinking about that and thinking about what that verse says. And it says that if we will trust in the Lord with all our heart. Did you know that your heart has to do with everything else you do? You'll do what you want to do. You'll do what you love to do. Sometimes you're forced to do things you don't really want to do, but you're not as happy then as you are when you're doing what your heart leads you to. And so the writer of Proverbs is saying, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Think about that and lean not to your own understanding. And so that means waiting. So I learned to wait this morning, and I got to thinking about how good that was for me. Even though I had to leave early and I'll have to go back to the bank later today, I still learned a valuable lesson. A great spiritual truth, as my friend would say. I learned that today, and that is that the Lord has His timing. His timing is perfect. And apparently I was not supposed to be banking this morning early, and so I was not able to do that. Thinking about trusting in the Lord, honey, I know that you have your favorite song in all the world, I think, is Trust and Obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. And I was thinking about that. But when you think about trusting, and I know you don't like for me to preach on patience or waiting because that means tribulation's probably coming, right?
Usually.
But
Usually.
What do you think about this? Do you believe that we really need to be patient in waiting?
I don't know that I have a lot of patience, but I do know a verse that I love in Psalm 46:10, where it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted." And there is nothing I can do to change what's going on. And a friend and I were talking yesterday about staying at home. And I realized that I don't mind being at home. I love where I live. I enjoy the area. And maybe God is teaching me patience through what I've been going through and not being able to be out about with other people. And again, I say the verse 46:10, Psalm 46:10, be still and know. Well, I think that's what's teaching me to trust, to wait, and to see what He's got for me in this time.
Well, we wanted to be an encouragement to you this morning, and one of the things we need to learn as Christians, as children of God, is that the Father does know best, and that He will lead, guide, and direct us as we allow Him to. And that He will not put a lot on us that we're not able to bear, and promises to go through those trials with us. So yes, stay-at-home orders are still in place. The pandemic is still on the rise here in our state, and we're trying to be as cautious as we can be. But I wanted to share that little adventure this morning. Maybe you'll have something about your day today that will not go the way you had planned it. Remember that perhaps God is working it out His way, and we need to be patient and wait on Him. Well, as we close our video this morning, we'd like to sing Sandra's favorite song for you today, a verse of that at least, and we trust it'll be a blessing to you.
When we walk with the Lord in the light of His word, what a glory He sheds on our way. While we do His good will, He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. God bless you. Have a good day, and we hope to see you here again tomorrow. Bye now. Bye-bye.